Hello and welcome. Today we're working on the brand new checkbox in Excel. There's been a way to do it before, but this is much easier, much cooler, and much more valuable. If you're new here, my name's Jeff from Finally Learn, where we teach accounting, finance, everything. I just teach everything with Excel. So let me do this spreadsheet for you. So let's say we're doing the teams. We have a little league team or a soccer team or a basketball team. And we want to keep up with the wins and losses. So you see every time we check, there's a win. Every time we have a unchecked box, then there's a loss. Now, these are check boxes. We're going to show you how to do this from start to finish. But one thing we can do with this, we can change the colors on these. Because these are in the cell, we can make these a particular color like blue, and that might be helpful for us or whatever. Now, here's what happens if we look at an actual cell. So let's look at this cell. It has true if it's selected, and if it's unselected, it's false. Now, the other way we can do this is we can take them all out. If we hit delete, then you think, well, I've deleted all these, but that is basically gone to the ghost mode, so it's still there. If you highlight everything and you go over it, you see that it's still there. But now instead of having a true or a false in there, it just has no data. So there's three ways you can use this. And if you go back and show this and you hit space, then you can select it or unselect that. All right, so let's start from scratch and put these in. Now, how do you delete these? Well, if you go to the home ribbon, you go to the clear and clear formats, then it's going to clear everything. Now, all those ones that were in ghost mode, they had no data, so there's nothing in that. But if it was selected, then it was true, and if it was unselected, then it was false. So let's just get rid of all those. There's nothing left. All right, we get rid of the wins and losses. Let me show you from scratch. So I'm going to highlight everything, and for all 7 games and all 8 teams, I'm going to the Insert ribbon and insert the checkbox. So now, all these checkboxes are here, and everyone shows false. So let's add a couple of wins for some of the teams. All right, so the Aces have won 4 games, and they've lost 3 games basically. So let me show you how to calculate this with the wins and losses. We're basically counting trues and falses. Okay, so this is going to be count ifs. So I use the formula builder, and I'd always start with the FX right here. And so my criteria range is everything in that first row for the Aces, and we're going to call this, we're looking for true. And so there are 4 trues, so that means they've won 4 games. And how many losses do they have? Well, count ifs again. And so we're going to count ifs, the same range, games 1 through 7, and they have losses, and so it would say false. So remember, a check is a win, and an unchecked box is a loss. So do this for every team. Go all the way down. So if we don't have anything checked, then everybody is 0-7. So let's say we finish the season, we're going to start over again, or we had fall season, now there's a spring season or whatever. So one thing we can do, we can highlight it all and hit space, and that selects everything, and then we hit space again, it deselects everything. So the problem is, though, we don't want them to show all 7 wins. We don't want them to show all 7 losses. So before the season, the Aces are not 0-7. They just have, they're 0-0. So how do we handle this? So we handle it by highlighting everything and hit delete, and it goes into ghost mode, and so there's no trues and no falses. So the first week, let's say the first 4 teams won. So we can select the Aces, they have a win, the Braves have a win, the Dodgers and the Knights. The Raiders did not, the Rams did not, the Tigers lost, and the Wildcats lost. So you see that after week 1, we have their schedule, and their wins are 1-0 or 0-1. And then game 2, let's say some of them won, some of them did not. So you need to have the selection is the wins and the unselected is the losses. So now some teams are 2-0, some teams are 1-1, and some teams are 0-2. So this is how you use the true or the false or even the none, which is the ghost mode, in Excel using these checkboxes. So this is very handy to toggle things on and off or even no data. So I hope this is helpful. Check on the videos below, other videos with checkboxes, because this is a really, really helpful thing. Even if you've been in Excel for a long time, this is a cool new function. Hey, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.